Hello and welcome to the end of Spooky Month here on Gamezillong.
Ooh.
And we've got another edition of Son of Kaiju Review.
I am Tank.
I'm Protomet. And today we'll be taking a look at Spook Warfare, part of the Yokai Monsters trilogy.
Yep.
Series dedicated to yokai.
Yeah, it is. The last couple were, I believe one was more serious, and then there was silly, and now we're kind of back to silly serious.
This is the first of the Yokai Monsters movies where the yokai are more prominent in the story.
Mm-hmm.
The first movie definitely had the yokai be present, but they were more side characters.
Yeah, they showed up to scare the people like in the forest.
They had about as much presence as Damagine did in his original trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this movie, they play a more active role in the plot and actually try to push the story forward.
Yes, I don't want to say the yokai and humans are working together in this situation, but
They come really close.
close, yes.
So the movie starts in Babylonia, in which some archaeologists uncover
A staff.
inside of a crumbled statue. And by removing the staff from where it was embedded, they accidentally unleash the Babylonian yokai Daimon.
Daimon.
Also, I find it kind of interesting that this movie and a lot of Shigeru Mizuki's works refer to yokais as not being specifically Japanese. Like, generally the yokai that appear in, like, Gegege no Kitaro are often referred to as Japanese yokai, whereas other monsters that are not traditionally considered yokai, like, say, vampires, witches, mummies, are considered Western yokai.
Okay.
And this is a good example of them basically lumping all monsters together in a way that makes sense.
I wish they would have more The human language is hard for me this morning. Good afternoon.
Unfortunately, Mizuki passed away a while back, so really just kind of had to rely on any new animes that they decide to put out if they ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Although the 2018 series was pretty damn good. But anyway, Daimon somehow makes his way to Japan and kills a local magistrate and takes his honest appearance in order to
Try to reign over the humans without showing his true appearance, maybe?
right. And his first act as the local magistrate is to basically destroy all the religious ephemera that are in the magistrate's house.
Yep. Burn it all. Burn it all.
And that immediately raises red flags to not only his daughter Chie, but also his assistant Saheji.
Mm-hmm.
However, Saheji soon comes under the thrall of Daimon, who vampirizes him, and
He gets his blood sucked, and then somehow he, like his, I don't want to say spirit, but enters him.
like I want to say that it's like a fragment of Daimon's soul or some such
Okay.
that goes into Saheji and possesses him, and so now Saheji and the magistrate are basically
Working together.
both trying to destroy all the religious stuff in the place. Now, this vampirism actually gets witnessed by a kappa who's living in the pond on the estate.
Mm-hmm. Yep, by something lands in the water.
It definitely draws his attention on. He tries to confront Daimon, but ends up getting thwarted because
He tried to be a Pokemon and did a water gun. That Daimon used counter and it went back at him.
But after being kicked out of his pawned home, he goes to the yokai forest and tries to convince the other yokai to come help him. And they're initially
like, nah, you're fine.
like, initially they don't even believe that there is a more powerful yokai present there.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, I've never heard of this, so therefore it must not exist. You're lying.
In this particular scene, we have like the small bald yokai, the one with the long neck,
A Rokudo Kube.
yeah.
Oh, there's a two-faced woman.
Mm-hmm.
And a Kasobake. Katsabake. Whatever it's called. Huh?
I have issues saying their names.
That's fair. And numerous other yokai.
There's a bear thing that turns his tummy into a TD.
He shows up a bit later. But eventually the other yokai do try to help Kappa, but are also thwarted by Daimon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daimon is definitely the strongest yokai there.
I think one of the main reasons why the yokai do eventually end up helping Kappa is because Daimon eventually starts growing tired of drinking adult bloods and has his men kidnap children.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of kids manage to escape, though their parents are not nearly as fortunate.
Exactly.
And it's thanks to the kids and them fleeing from capture that the other yokai are like, okay, maybe there actually is a threat that we should probably look into. And they do manage to successfully rescue some of the captives.
Yes.
But end up being thwarted by Daimon.
Mm-hmm. There's one point the girl with the long neck tries to bind Daigon, but then he just ends up biting her neck, and she has to let go.
And her neck ends up getting tied up.
Yep.
It does not go well.
Mm-hmm.
But all this strange activity on the magistrate's part does end up arousing the suspicion of a local law enforcement officer named Shinpachi, who does eventually confront the magistrate and kills the possessed guy in front of his daughter, who also witnesses the Daimon revealing himself.
Mm-hmm.
So she's able to vouch for him. However, Sayaji manages to get in the good graces of the new magistrate and puts the rest of Daimon's fleet spirit into the new magistrate, who then has Shinpachi arrested for murder.
Yeah, that does happen. Actually, there is kind of a funny scene when he takes over the first body, the first magistrate, and he's in his room and he's trying to put on a samurai helmet.
And he puts it on backwards.
That's like closer to the beginning of the movie.
But yeah, when Daimon defeated the yokai the first time, he sealed most of them up inside of like a jar.
Yep.
With like a talisman.
Mm-hmm. They end up escaping, and
well, it's thanks to the two-faced woman and the Kasobake going. They arrive too late to help Shinpachi, but they do let Chie know about the situation, and she's able to free the other yokai, who then rally a bunch of other yokai to help in the battle against Daimon.
They get dang near everyone from the forest.
Now, at some point, the new magistrate, who is possessed by Daimon, gets his eye gouged out or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention at this point.
It was a kind of sword fight situation, and he got cut in the eye, but he still was able to win.
And so, like, for the rest of the movie, he wears, like,
eye patch.
A hilt eye patch over his eye. But, like, when everybody in his retinue awakes after this fight and they see that his eye is damaged, it's like, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Let's just keep going. It's like, just hand waves. It's like, it's okay. I just lost an eye. Don't worry about it.
Then some more of the human characters are dealing with the magistrate, and or the new magistrate, that is possessed.
I'm sure Sahaji gets defeated at some point, and then there's a big fight between all the yokai and Daimon, who splits himself into
3 different
clones.
Yeah. Shadow clone.
And their attempts to attack Daimon's other weak spot, his remaining eye, are thwarted by the fact that apparently they can only deal damage to the true body of Daimon. And so it's a bit of a hassle trying to figure out who's the real one. But eventually they do find out which one is the real one, and he grows into a giant to try and thwart them again.
Yep. But then one of the smallest ones throws a spear and gets him in the eye.
And thus defeating Daimon, and then the yokai all dance off into the sunset. Except that's already night, so I guess it's not the sunset.
All night.
They dance off into the misty forest. The end.
Pretty much. This is a fun little movie.
It is a pretty straightforward movie. No frills, a little over an hour and a quarter, but incredibly satisfying. It does at times kind of feel like it drags on, but despite its short length.
Yeah, but it's still fun in its own right. So out of the 3 so far, what we have watched, which one do you like?
I think I do prefer this one over the first one. The first one is perfectly fine, but with this one, the yokai have a more prominent role in the story compared to the first, and as a result, we actually get to see them get some time to shine.
Yeah. What is that? Which one was the one where it was a yokai sacrificing more yokai, or turning them into more robot?
That was the Great Yokai War, which is basically a remake of this movie. And that one was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
That one actually had Shigeru Mizuki actively involved in that. And
okay.
they even take a trip to his museum. So we get a glimpse of statues of like Gegege no Kitaro and others. I definitely recall that one of the yokai that appears in the movie is absolutely based on Mizuki's depiction of the creature. But that's a topic for when we actually cover that.
Yeah.
Because we're not quite done with the original Yokai Monsters trilogy. As next year we'll be doing Among Ghosts. Or is it Among Ghosts? Among Spirits? I can't remember what it's called, but we'll find out by next year.
Spirits.
I think the effects work is pretty good.
Oh yes, the costumes and puppetry of the yokai are very, very interesting. You could definitely tell the Kappa was a guy with just in a mask.
Yeah. But they did an okay job with like the moving eyes.
Oh yeah.
So it
yeah.
wasn't terrible.
You could definitely tell the ones that like, well, you know, the umbrella thing with one leg with.
I was definitely a
puppet.
But like, given that this was like the 60s, it was fine. The effects work was absolutely fine, and it still looks okay.
Yeah. It's like watching some of the early Godzilla movies.
Right. Right. Like, yeah, the effects don't hold up nearly as well now, but
we still respect them.
Oh, absolutely. Except for the ones we don't, but
we're trying to be positive here. Come on now. Who said but that? No. Okay, Nancy.
Oh.
I really have nothing else.
Neither do I. So, this has been the spooky months of Gamezillong. This episode of Son of Kaiju Review is now at its end. So until next time, I'm Brodomet.
Happy Halloween.
See ya.